In an open field, Michael gazes at the breathtaking colors painting the sky. The moment feels peaceful, until a sudden gunshot shatters the silence, followed by a woman's piercing scream. Michael jolts awake. It was just a dream. Before moving forward, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. It will help us keep bringing your favorite movie recaps. Later that night, he heads to the casino where he's been working for the past 3 months. In that time, he's memorized every detail about the place, the layout, the location of every camera, and even the blind spots. He's earned the trust of his co-workers by studying their habits, learning their likes and dislikes, and anticipating their routines. Michael knows the regular clients like the back of his hand and has built a reputation as a reliable employee. His good standing has even given him access to serve VIP clients, where he sometimes overhears secrets that aren't meant for his ears. But when his shift ends, the real Michael emerges. In the quiet of the employee locker room, he peels off the prosthetics that mask his true identity, leaving behind the facade he's worn all night. After months of preparation, Michael's plan is finally in motion. He's been working undercover at the casino to gather inside information, secretly tampering with machines and tables to rig the odds in his favor. Now it's time to cash in. Disguised to avoid recognition, Michael walks into the casino and uses his phone to activate a hidden device he planted earlier. The gadget causes cards to fly out of a shuffling machine, creating chaos. Next, he heads to a table where his magnetic dice guarantee a winning roll. This works perfectly because he had previously installed a secret button to manipulate the dice results. His next move takes him to a VIP client's room. The client is fast asleep, thanks to a sedative Michael slipped into his drink during a previous shift. Knowing the chaos at the tables will push VIP players into private rooms, Michael steals the client's gold pass and expensive outfit. Moving quickly, Michael heads to the service elevator, where he installs a chip to take control of it. When a casino employee transporting new cards finds him wandering, Michael pretends to be a lost VIP and files a fake complaint. The employee agrees to escort him in the service elevator. Midway through, Michael uses his phone to stop the elevator and turn off the lights. While the employee panics and calls for help, Michael swaps the box of new cards with his own rigged set, which he had hidden earlier. With everything back on track, Michael finally enters the VIP room and sits at the main table with Alex, his target. He puts on special sunglasses that allow him to see the marked numbers on the tampered cards. When the game begins, Michael plays smart. He doesn't win every round, just enough to keep the other players confident and betting higher stakes. Every move is calculated, every step pushing him closer to the ultimate prize. Michael is riding high, betting all the money he's won so far. The other players follow suit, and he feels untouchable until his cards betray him. The numbers have mysteriously changed. Shocked and furious, Michael watches as the third player wins everything and walks away. Suspicious, Michael follows the winner down a dim corridor, grabs the suitcase full of money, and opens it, only to find it stuffed with random papers. Suddenly, the lights flicker, and the man's face shifts. Michael realizes with dread that he's followed the wrong person. Before he can react, guards storm in, pinning him down as he catches a glimpse of Alex slipping away unnoticed. Dragged to a storage room, Michael is tied to a chair. The casino owner, Victor, confronts him, demanding answers. Michael tries to bluff, claiming he's a VIP, but a swift punch shuts him up. Desperate, he explains that another con artist, Alex, took the money. Victor doesn't buy it. He gives Michael 1 week to recover the cash, warning of severe consequences if he fails. With no choice, Michael tracks Alex to a secret casino on a plane, hidden in the middle of nowhere. Guards escort him in, guns drawn, but their hostility vanishes when their boss, Leon, greets Michael like an old friend. Over drinks, Michael spots a necklace Leon is wearing. The symbol on it matches Alex's tattoo. Intrigued, he asks what it means. Leon leans in and reveals a world Michael couldn't have imagined. He explains that some people, like Alex, are born with supernatural abilities, powers that let them manipulate reality by diving into their own consciousness. Alex, it seems, has the power to alter what others see. Using an old, illustrated book, Leon explains further. Humanity is bound by something called the collective unconscious, a hidden, alternate dimension where all myths and knowledge exist. People with special powers can step into this realm and access limitless possibilities. Normal people can enter too, but there's a catch. Without a special amulet to guide them out, they're trapped forever. Michael realizes he's dealing with more than a con artist. He's up against forces far beyond his understanding. and time is running out. Michael laughs, thinking it's all nonsense, but Leon gets frustrated. To prove it, Leon hands Michael a book with a list of people who have powers and challenges him to find Alex on his own. The next day, Alex meets Gordon and gives him some money. That's when Gordon reveals he has a compass and asks Alex to teach him how to use the magic door. But Alex refuses. He explains he likes working with Gordon and doesn't want to lose him in the process. Gordon would need someone he trusts to help him navigate. Meanwhile, Michael goes back to Leon and asks about the people on the list. Leon insists they're real. He's seen their powers with his own eyes. That gives Michael an idea. He could recruit these people to help him make a fortune by cheating at the casino. First, Michael tracks down Eric, a spoiled rich kid with telekinesis who's too lazy to work. Then, he finds Tony, a taxi driver who can control electronics. Tony usually uses his power for small tricks, like speeding up his meter, changing traffic lights, or setting off police sirens. Michael convinces both of them to join his plan, promising a huge payout. Next, Michael finds Kevin, a hypnotist who's been locked in a mental institution by his own parents. The doctors use his powers to make money by having him program patients to cure their depression. Michael sneaks into the facility and convinces Kevin to escape with him. When a nurse spots them and tries to stop them, Eric uses his telekinesis to stir up chaos, leading the other patients to protest for better conditions. While the staff is distracted, Tony hacks into an ambulance, steals it, and opens the gate, helping the group escape. The next day, the team starts practicing how to use their powers to cheat the casino. They also come up with silent gestures to communicate during the heist. Eric will use his telekinesis to control the dice, picturing himself physically moving them in his mind. Kevin will hypnotize players and staff, visualizing himself shaping an ice statue. Tony will handle the cameras, imagining a storm with casino chips swirling around him as he works. At first, everything goes smoothly when they test their plan with Leon's people. But soon, chaos takes over, and the situation spirals out of control. Kevin accidentally blinds a co-worker, sparking chaos. Meanwhile, one of Leon's clients loses a bet, freaks out, and pulls a gun. Tony panics and short-circuits the security camera. Michael jumps into action, tackling the angry client and calming him down. Realizing they need better communication, Michael vows to find a solution. The next day, Michael attends a funeral, where a group of grieving women surrounds Veronica, begging for her help. Suddenly, a car pulls up and men in black step out. Veronica looks terrified. She bolts, accidentally dropping her headphones. Michael picks them up, but moments later, another car full of mysterious men arrives. Veronica hides in an abandoned building, waiting for the danger to pass. Michael eventually finds her and returns her headphones, assuring her he's not one of them. Suspicious, Veronica tries to leave, but Michael follows, hoping for answers. She reveals her ability to read minds and coldly dismisses him, saying she has no interest in his plans. Before they can part ways, one of the men spots them. Michael fights him off, giving Veronica time to escape. She runs into an alley, but is cornered by the rest of the men. Just as they close in, Michael appears on a nearby rooftop and helps her escape. The next day, Gordon begins his training under Alex's guidance. A hypnotist taps into Gordon's subconscious, granting him the power to control others. While unconscious, Gordon uses his newfound ability to command a street painter to create a replica of a famous painting. Gordon then manipulates a museum employee into swapping the replica with the original, which was being prepared for transport. As the fake painting is shipped away, Gordon wakes up, finds a street painter, and buys the original masterpiece for just a few bucks. Michael introduces Veronica to the group, explaining that she has a unique ability. She can read and transmit thoughts. She'll be relaying Michael's instructions to the team during their mission. To practice, Michael asks her to enter her subconscious, which he describes as a strange and mysterious forest. Michael starts testing her ability. First, he thinks about Eric moving the city's massive bell, and Veronica sends the thought to Eric's mind. Eric carries out the task immediately. Next, Michael wants two people to run and scream for help. Veronica transmits the idea to Kevin, who executes it flawlessly. Then, Michael instructs Tony to cause a power outage by short-circuiting most of the area's lights. This plunges the neighborhood into darkness, scaring the crowd and sending birds flying chaotically into the sky. Finally, Michael has Veronica plant the idea of an earthquake in the minds of the people nearby. The strange combination of events, the lights going out, the birds fleeing, and Veronica's mental suggestion, convince everyone that a real earthquake is about to happen. Panic spreads and the crowd scatters, leaving only Michael's team behind. Afterward, Michael takes the group to a restaurant, where he casually steals drinks while explaining the next phase of his plan. They'll infiltrate a casino using fake identities, arriving at different times to avoid suspicion. Veronica will pretend to be Michael's fiancée, which means the group needs to shop for high-end clothing and get stylish makeovers. 2 days later, the team arrives at the casino. Michael plays at the tables while Veronica stays close, playing the role of a passive trophy wife. This allows her to focus on transmitting messages to the team. Tony handles the security cameras while playing the slot machines, which he manipulates to his advantage. Eric sits among Michael's opponents, purposely losing every round so Michael can win big. Once Michael collects enough winnings from his table, he moves to another one, where Kevin is secretly controlling the dealer. Everything seems to be going smoothly at first, but things start to unravel. Eric drinks too much and grows frustrated with constantly losing. Ignoring the plan, he begins manipulating the roulette wheel to win money for himself. Worse, he stops communicating telepathically and starts speaking to Michael out loud, drawing attention. Meanwhile, Tony gets carried away at the slot machines, controlling multiple machines at once. This raises suspicion among the casino guards. Eventually, the guards grab Eric and Tony, intending to drag them away. Just as they're about to step into the elevator, the rest of the team appears, ready to intervene. Kevin hypnotizes the guards to make them leave, and the team sneaks into the elevator to talk. Michael is furious and scolds them, warning that cheating could get them killed. The group realizes the risks and agrees to follow only Michael's instructions moving forward. They head to the final table, where Michael bets everything. Meanwhile, Tony monitors the cameras, Kevin distracts an employee, and Eric manipulates the dice. The plan works perfectly, and Michael wins $10 million. To celebrate, the group goes to the beach for drinks and a bonfire. But Veronica keeps her distance, sitting away from everyone. Michael approaches her, suggesting they team up a few more times to make more money. Veronica refuses, and their conversation turns into a heated argument filled with insults. Elsewhere, Alex has dinner with Gordon and announces he has to cancel their lessons. Alex insists he can't continue teaching Gordon until he finds a partner. Curious, Gordon asks about Michael. When Alex mentions Michael's new team, Gordon becomes angry and says they'll need to intervene. The next morning, the team is driving when they're suddenly chased by an SUV. Tony tries to outrun it, but a second SUV joins in. Within minutes, the SUVs surround them, forcing Tony to stop. Victor emerges with his men and captures the entire team, tying their wrists. Michael tries to calm Victor by offering the money, but Victor reveals he's more interested in their powers. Since Michael has no powers, Victor drags him to the edge of a cliff and shoots him, sending his body rolling into the woods. The team is devastated, retreating into their minds to grieve, unaware it's all a ruse. Michael survives and is taken to Gordon, who is revealed to be his father. Gordon unties Michael's wrists, but Michael is furious, realizing his father orchestrated everything. Guards hold Michael back as Gordon explains this was the only way to get his attention after being ignored for 10 years. Gordon reminds Michael of their childhood dream of finding this special door and reveals that he now knows its location. Later, back at Victor's casino, Tony, Kevin, and Eric are forced to work as employees, rigging games to ensure the clients lose. One afternoon, the group returns to their rooms to find a plumber working in the bathroom. But it's not an ordinary plumber, it's Michael disguised. He quickly realizes that Veronica is missing. The others explain that she refused to work for Victor and has been in a coma ever since, trapped in her subconscious after witnessing Michael's supposed death. Later that night, the lights flicker above the game tables as the group confronts Victor, declaring they're done working for him. Furious, Victor orders his guards to take them to a storage room. A rookie guard is left to watch over them, unaware that Michael has taken his place. Michael frees his friends and shares vital information about the casino, helping them craft a daring escape plan. Kevin forces a guard to use a key card on an electronic lock, while Michael uses a stolen key to disable the elevators, trapping them in the basement. However, the next hallway is blocked by laser beams. Michael leaves the group to figure out the lasers while he heads off to rescue Veronica. Michael puts on a mask he stashed earlier and uses a gas bomb to knock out a guard. He finds Veronica unconscious in her room and carries her to safety. Meanwhile, Tony disables some of the lasers, but not all. Eric carefully maneuvers through the remaining beams, avoiding contact, and reaches the casino's safe. Using his powers, Eric begins to open it. Suddenly, the lasers turn off, but this triggers an alarm. Guards rush to the corridor, but are delayed by the stuck elevators and a hypnotized employee who fires at them before being quickly subdued. As Eric finally opens the safe, the guards burst into the corridor. The team dives inside the safe, slamming the door shut just in time to avoid the guards' gunfire. Outside, Victor orders his men to kill the team as soon as they emerge. Inside, Michael declares their plan is doomed unless they can wake Veronica. The group warns Michael that entering her subconscious could kill him since he doesn't have powers, but he insists on going. Kevin hypnotizes Michael, sending him into a white, dreamlike space where objects from his past float around him. He hears echoes of conversations from his life, memories of his mother's death, the illegal jobs he took on, and his time in prison, all flooding back, confronting him with the weight of his past decisions. Michael hears Veronica's voice calling him selfish. Suddenly, a door appears in front of him. He steps through it and finds himself in a vast field filled with countless doors, with a stunning sky painted in vibrant colors. A storm brews on the horizon, forcing him to run for cover behind one of the doors. The storm nearly engulfs him, but he raises his hand, freezing it midair. With a single gesture, he drops the storm to the ground, clearing the field. Michael sits down and focuses on memories of Veronica. As he does, the ground around him begins to crack and shift, transforming the field into a bustling cityscape. He climbs a staircase and sees Veronica gazing at the colorful sky. But when he tries to approach her, he's stopped by an invisible force field surrounding her. Desperately, he pounds on it, shouting her name, but she doesn't respond. Realizing words won't reach her, he sends out his thoughts instead. This effort causes the city to crumble, leaving Michael in a barren, rain-soaked wasteland. The force field around Veronica remains, but now she can hear him. She tells him she doesn't want to return to the real world. There's nothing waiting for her there. Michael tries to convince her he's still alive, but she doesn't believe him. As a last attempt, he shares the memory of the day they first met. The scene replays. The chase, the rooftop, and Michael telling her she's all he has. Touched, Veronica takes his hand, and they're transported back to the field with the doors. They share a kiss before Veronica steps through one of the doors, waking up in the real world. But since this is Michael's first time, he must find his own way out. A flashback reveals that Michael's father, Gordon, had taught him everything about the subconscious realm. Gordon had wanted Michael to be his partner, building a business that used the doors to explore people's minds. He even gave Michael a special compass and promised to send help if needed. Back in the present, Michael sees Alex emerging from a door. He follows Alex as the landscape transforms into a casino. Together, they watch the memory of Michael's supposed death. Alex explains how to access someone's mind by pulling both of them into the memory. At that moment, Michael wakes up in a safe and declares that they're leaving with the money. Tony unlocks the door, but when it opens, the corridor is completely empty. It turns out that while Tony was still trapped in the subconscious space, Michael had entered Victor's mind and tricked him into believing the team had already escaped with the money. Victor, falling for the illusion, sent his guards chasing after them, which explains the deserted corridors. With no one in their way, the team effortlessly escapes with the money and reunites with Alex on the beach. Alex reveals that he has a new proposition for them. Meanwhile, a mysterious figure nearby demonstrates an eerie ability to conjure fire in their hand. 3 months later, Michael agrees to take on one last job with Gordon, just before two hypnotists send them both back into the subconscious space. That is how the movie ends. Please subscribe for more videos like this, turn on notifications, and leave a like. It really helps the channel. Thank you for watching.